In this video, you're going to learn top 3 habits to improve your poker productivity. My name's Adam Carmichael. I'm a peak performance coach, and today I'm going to teach you 3 habits that you can use in order to ramp up your productivity. The first of those is create a morning routine. Now, the way you start the day really feeds on into the rest of your day. If you get distracted early, there's a good chance you're going to be distracted for most of the day. Why is that? It's using the power of momentum. So when you start on a positive note, let's say you make the bed, a lot of studies have shown making the bed increases your productivity by up to 20% for the day. You're likely to then go on to do the next productive task. So starting in a positive manner is more likely to lead to more positive actions taken. So this morning window is a real good opportunity to start off on the right foot. So what should you do? How should you start your morning? The first thing you need to do is eliminate distractions. So get rid of all your phone, get rid of all the inputs that are coming in, and choose something that you're proactively doing. So this could be meditating, it could be reading, exercising, getting a glass of water, going outside, but really find a way to be proactive for the first 10 minutes. Once you've done that, you want to extend that window to 20 minutes, 30 minutes, up to an hour. So I'm a big believer, start small. Get that first 10 minutes locked down. Once you've got the first 10 minutes, then build on top of that and get to an hour. So just to give an example, the way I kind of do my morning routine, I wake up around 5 o'clock, I do my meditation after I've had a glass of water, I then read for 30 minutes, then I sit down and plan my day and do a bit of journaling. So mine's about 70 minutes, and now from there, I feel in a great headspace to go ahead and do my daily tasks, and I get less distracted. So choose what works for you. There's no magic morning routine that works for every single person. Play around with some things, but the main thing, you choose something that's really proactive for you. Try different things. Once you've got the first part of your day down, build on top of that. The second habit to ramp up your productivity is scheduling your time. So many poker players neglect this one. They get into poker for freedom, so they can do what they want when they want, and they carry that habit and that mindset into their poker life. As a result, they end up not getting enough done, procrastinating, and not being as productive as they want to be. So why is scheduling your time important? First of all, it gives you clarity of what the day looks like. Now, productivity and procrastination are on opposite sides of the coin, and procrastination feeds on indecision. If we don't know what we want to do, we kind of get lost and we kind of just do nothing, or we get caught between options and we procrastinate. So think about it. Imagine I said to you, be productive for 10 hours. You've got 10 hours, be as productive as possible, and you go. What's the chances you're going to get all the things that need to be done? You're going to study, you're going to grind, you're going to read, you're going to work on you, go to the gym. Chances are you'll go, oh, 10 hours, I've got some time to kill there. You'll go on YouTube, go on Instagram. You'll be slow at start because 10 hours is a lot of time. What about on the flip side if I went, okay, you've got to be productive 10 hours, here's your schedule. Hour 1, you study for an hour, then you have a 5-minute break, then you go grab some food, then you grind for 3 hours, then you go to the gym, then you grind for another 3 hours. I taught you through it. Now, although it's still difficult, now that you're less torn to what to do, you're less likely to just waste an hour just because you had to spare time. So it stops procrastination because it kills indecision. So scheduling your time is so important. So how do you do that? You do it in 2 ways. I recommend the most popular way is to schedule your week. Schedule your week on a Sunday night or a Monday morning. Decide what are the key tasks that need to be done this week and schedule out the whole week. And the way you do this is you do a concept called big rocks, medium rocks, small rocks. So you start with an empty calendar, empty schedule, and you fill in the big rocks first. So the big rocks are your high priority tasks. Could be grinding, studying, spending time with your partner. And then you put in the medium rocks, which could be making food, paying bills, and then you put in the small rocks, which are like the least priority tasks, like take the dog for a walk. That could be high priority, but just little tasks that fit in after. So you start with an empty calendar, empty schedule, and you fill in the big rocks first, high priority, and then you build the schedule out to the smaller rocks. Now, next thing you need to do is schedule each day. So if you've got a weekly schedule, you can then check in with that schedule each morning before you start your day, or if you haven't done a weekly schedule, schedule each day first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning. So 2 options, go weekly and then zone in each day, or do a daily schedule. So you've got to pick one of those. It really will ramp up your productivity if you just Get organized. I know it's not sexy, I know it's not the most exciting thing to do, schedule your time, but it does really have a massive impact on how much you get done in every day. And the third habit to ramp up your productivity is block out distractions. Not just like try to use willpower to avoid them, but you've got to really take effort to block out the things that get in your way. So let's use the example of your phone. Your phone is very addictive, it's got many apps on it, many notifications, and if you just have that on your desk whilst you're grinding, studying, chances are you're going to be distracted. So what should you do? Should you use willpower to avoid it, or should you just remove it from your environment? Studies have shown black and white that it's so much more efficient to be out of sight, out of mind. So one thing is to not have the phone with you. So it's so in the modern age, we're just bombarded by stimulus, by social media, by notifications. Everyone wants our attention. You're watching this video because you're on YouTube and I've jumped out at you, and everyone's trying to compete to get your attention. Now, when you're wanting to do stuff, you want to grind, study, you've got to use your brain to plan your environment and block it out. There's too much going on. So whatever it is for you, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, whatever it is that you waste the most time on or get distracted by most, block it out. So how do you do that? You do that by, the first thing I said for like the phone example, out of sight, out of mind, works very well. So I highly recommend not bringing the phone into your environment. The next thing you're going to control is your desktop, if you're playing poker online in particular, and you've got to use apps to block the main sites that you would go on during the hours you are trying to be productive. So let's use an example of you want to study for 2 hours, and it's from 2 o'clock till 4 o'clock. You can download an app called Stay Focused on your desktop, and you can type in all the websites that you visit most frequently, and you can put them into the Stay Focused app. You can put the time in, 2 o'clock till 4 o'clock, press go, and then you will not be able to go on those sites during that time. You might an hour in go, I'm bored of studying, I want to check YouTube, type in YouTube, and it just goes, oh, you can't go on it. So you use technology, you use apps, you use elimination to block out distractions, and this really has a significant impact on your overall productivity. So if you think about it, if you create a morning routine that sets you off on the right path, if you schedule your time, that gives you clarity of your day ahead, and if you eliminate distractions or block them out completely with software and being intelligent, it then stops you getting thrown off. Now this ramps up your productivity massively, like 100-fold. So try and form these habits. Now you still need discipline, you still need to be able to stick to these, you still need to cultivate these habits going forward. But if you can do this, if you can do these 3 habits consistently, you've set yourself up to win your days, and win your days, you win your life. So thank you very much for watching this. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to give it a like, drop a comment below, let me know what your takeaways are you're working on from this video, and there's plenty more content coming from me very soon.